Hello, you wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. I'm your friend Kevin, and this is your divine inspiration message for today. Okay, so we're working with the angel numerology number 1 today. Magical beginnings, the spark of creation, and the manifestation of ideas, the thoughts, the possibility. You can use or any of these affirmations. I am a deliberate creator. I am planting seeds that grow into things of beauty. Today is my canvas, and I am painting a day of endless possibilities. You can turn these into any affirmation you want to. I pulled the card from Happier Me, and we've got I choose to let go of fear. And fear keeps you stuck in one place. Take one fear that you have and notice the power it has over you. Then see it for what it is, just a thought. You know, Louise Hay taught me long years ago in the late 80s when I was going through some personal struggles and didn't know who I was, where I came from, what that was all about. She had just published her first book. And basically, she spoke of thoughts like weather clouds. They are it's energy moving through the body. It is not anything that actually stays for very long. One thought goes, and another thought goes, and another thought goes. And of course, at the same time, we've got Esther Hicks that was working with Abraham to bring us the laws of attraction and how all that kept going. So I now think, well, here we are 40 years later, or nearly 40 years later, and we are working with the same tools, but in more expansion. All right, Hope is our Archangel of the Week, comes from Kyle Gray's The 22 Archangel Oracle deck, images by Jennifer Hawkyard. And Hope is the archangel that allows us to reclaim our soul, pieces of our soul that got lost when we got told to do something, when we were, all of our gifts, all of our psychic gifts, all of our intuitive gifts just kind of sort of went by the wayside as we got on with the humdrum life, physical life. What else can I say about number 1 day? Works with the 9 of cups or the 9 of water, depending on what deck you're using. And let's see what else I can say about today. And number 1 day has the power of Jupiter, so it's got the power to expand. Works with signs of Scorpio, and what else does it work with? The signs of, I should turn these around the right way. Pisces, Cancer, there's one that goes around the right way. Okay, Gertrude and Beatrice. I asked this morning for them to step forward, and they stepped forward sort of in front of this mirror, and they were sort of seated in front of this mirror. And I asked, well, what's the mirror representing? And it's representing your reflection. What are you reflecting back towards yourself in this day of abundance, in this day of possibility? Get as detailed as you possibly can. Be as positive with your details as you possibly can. Be ambitious. Be energetic. What does that even look like? I'm going to turn these around the right way. You can see that they're not the right way around. I'm just shuffling. Well, there's the card. We wanted a card and it dropped out. But we'll keep shuffling. See what they show me. Whoops, there's 3. Okay, we'll stop now. Yes, I know, I'm getting messy. So this card was the one that flopped out first, but this card came out. Listen deeply. I would say at this time, my friends, you and I and all of us are developing our intuitive skills, more so than we ever have. And this idea in this business about letting go of fear, releasing it, which is on that affirmation card. There's 2 real ways of looking at anything, fear and love. when we are entrapped in fear. That's when we become really comfortable in love. We become comfortable with our loving environment, comfortable with our loving friends, comfortable with where we are in our life. It's very, very comfortable. And comfort, love, peace, calm, stillness, ease, those elements is what we're actually looking for in the entire physical realm of life. However, we came here to do things, and it doesn't take long for the comfort zone to be swallowed up by the ego. Let's see what this card brings us. And here we have Archangel Michael with the sword of light. And hope, this is so fabulous, saying, you're about to reclaim all of these gifts that you didn't realize you had. Archangel Michael brings you his sword of light and his protection. So saying that why you feel like you're not protected, why you feel like you haven't got what it takes to move forward is beyond anybody's comprehension. Listen deeply. Here's your guardian angel, and here you are. And meditate and go inward. But when you meditate and go inward today, the two energies here are suggesting when they show you this mirror, actually look at your reflection in it. Look at your eyes. Your eyes are obviously the windows to your soul. And you may have to take a few deep breaths. And you might have to connect with that part of you that watches your lungs expand and then deflate. And go even deeper. And if you can think of it, watch. Let the air come through your nostrils down into your body, end up in your belly, and then release it and let go. And each exhale, not each thing, each exhale, you release a thing that holds you back. Release something that is not of your highest good. Release a feeling. And, it starts with these little tiny niggles of judgment. I'm too this. I don't have that. I wish I was so-and-so. I want blah, 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 blah. I call that claptrap talk. Get out of the claptrap talking. And if you want to, like for me, I'm bringing Archangel Michael and his sword of light, you can imagine all the way around this mirror, there is nothing but blue light. His blue light, his sapphire blue light. And if you want to, you can surround that blue light with another color. And you can bring in the colors you want to bring in. Think of it like the rainbow spectrum. This is so good. Thank you, Beatrice. Gertrude has the wand in her hand, and she's drawing and painting. And she's saying that on a number one day, with that magic, and whatever magic looks like to you, does it look like glitter? For me, it's all sparkly, and it's all fun, and it's all lifted. Does it look like a bunch of fairies? A lot of them around you. But what you'll want to do, and even if you're not in front of a full-length mirror, I have this in the salon I created. It's like 4 feet wide by 6 feet tall, and it's got little mirrors around the edges of the big mirror. It's wonderful for people to sit in front of and get their hair done. And I like having the conversations we have in front of that mirror. Those are the kind of mirrors or the image of a mirror that you want. You want to see yourself, but looking at yourself with these magical possibilities. Where is that card? I loved it. What do I do with it now? It's about the ego. It's about letting go of fear. Imagine that the fear you hold on to, and really fear is the ego's way of getting to you. It's the getting. And when you let yourself get, you get got. Push that fear into that mirror and imagine the mirror just swallowing it up. and you've got Archangel Michael and his sword of light. You can also think of the reflection in the mirror and this light around you, which is your aura. And at any given moment, when people say they see auras, I see an aura around you, this aura, that aura. Yes, there are different energies in the body. They call them nadis. Um, um, there's a channel that runs all the way up and down our body from the way above our head to way below our feet. There's a channel of energy that connects us to the universe. And at any given moment, you have the power of the divine within you, within me, within all of us, that connects us to that power. And we have the ability to change it, just the same way as you have the ability to change your thinking. So when you're looking into this mirror, and you may even want to close your eyes and imagine a mirror, but the important part is that you see your reflection. You don't necessarily have to say something, particularly if what you're saying leads you to judgment, or if what you're saying leads you to judgment that you need to release, then that's what you do. You see what I'm saying? It is a way of getting to the truth of who you are and allowing hope to reclaim your authenticity. You can even imagine hope was in the mirror on the other side. You can even imagine Gertrude and Beatrice, because they absolutely adore you. They adore me. They adore all of us. Gertrude is that playful side of you, that playful side of her, that playful side of Beatrice. And Beatrice keeps it stable. Beatrice is the energy that brings the wisdom, brings the truth, brings the love, and lands it. Gertrude allows that landing, that wisdom, that truth to harmonize with the playfulness, if I'm making sense. Most energy out there is not just one singular individual. And this is where the ego, where these parts of ourselves, these creative energies, begin to get lost, because we are working in a physical, which is limiting. We have to work with other people's agendas, except there's a few other people that haven't woken up to what we're waking up to. Honestly, if I were to trot this stuff out, if I were to feel like that connection to the divine before a long time ago, I honestly think I would even be questioning my sanity. But more and more and more and more and more of this energy is coming through. And it's time we all listen. When I do a reading for people, or when any of you were on the groups, we had an unbelievably wonderful group last night at the Woo Woo Lounge, hung out, and I noticed folks asking permission. May I interject? May I say something? Yes, of course. This is what the divine wants. Yes, get out there, say what you've got to say, release it. Everything we do has to do with intention. And if the intention behind what we're doing and everything we're doing is pure of heart, pure of soul, pure of spirit, the divine, oh, yes, thank you. The divine source energy, God, that makes the universe work and flow, absolutely loves it. It increases and it expands. This is what today is about for you. Increasing and expanding that flow of energy. Anytime your intuition, which is what you're listening to, feels a little awkward, feels a little off, feels a little bit, I don't know about that. It's a bit like you would not necessarily plant grass seeds in the sand. So where would you plant grass seeds? Fertile soil. Where would you plant cabbage? Not in the sand. Fertile soil. Your intuition kind of knows that. Somebody said, this doesn't feel right, sound right. Sand is fluid. Sand is where the flow goes. Solid, earthy soil, dirt, is where the love is, where the creativity is. And we have both. We can choose both. We've got the physical world that we live in here, now, with a clock and things to do. And then we have the non-physical world, that all the non-physical world wants to do is help us to come forward and say yes. And what I'm now noticing, my own expansion and growth, is that the souls that have ascended, that shed the body, that said, I've got to do something else in a different way, and they leave, they actually don't physically go anywhere. I think there is this idea that they go up. The body, the density, this stuff, this nonsense stays, goes back to the earth. Think about a leaf dropping off a tree. It dies and goes into the earth and replenishes it. But the replenishment of a human soul, after it's done doing what it's doing, is to turn around and be supportive to us, to support what we're doing, to support what we're up for. Same as Gertrude and Beatrice. I don't know if they were in human form. Those two energies are elements of who I am, of who you are. Gertrude represents your playfulness. Gertrude represents the fact that you don't care if you've got one sock one color, another sock another color. You're just putting socks on. Your feet are covered and they feel warm. That's the Gertrude energy. Beatrice might turn around and say to you, it may not be the right thing to do if you're going to get judged by it. Let's bring you wisdom so that you're not ridiculed. I'm hoping I'm making sense. Am I making sense? Yes. So get your mirrors out. When you meditate, just look into your mirror. And if you get uncomfortable looking at your eyes in the mirror, close your eyes down and just listen to what comes through. In a way, it's a little bit like you get to pilot your plane. You get to sit in that and take off. This is about taking off, people. I love you all so much. Our next Woo Woo Lounge is coming up in 2 weeks, the end of July, I believe it is. So 2 weeks from yesterday. I'll put the dates and I'll put the subject matter and I'll do a little preview closer to the time. But until tomorrow, much love and much gratitude to all of you. Bye for now. Hey everybody, we hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with all your friends. Here's a QR code if you decide you'd like to get a private personal reading with me. I'm available most evenings and on the weekends. Just go over to the website, book in what session, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and then fill in the contact information and I'll be back in touch. And if you feel kind enough, here is a link to my donation button. Energy exchange of any amount is always gratefully received. Until next time, be well, be blessed, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.